Hello everyone, my name is Annie. Today is April 6th, 2021. I hope y'all had a wonderful Easter over this past weekend. And today the verse that we're going to go over is going to be the book of Exodus, chapter 1, from verse 15 to 22. Then the king of Egypt spoke to the Hebrew midwives, one of whom was named Shiphrah, and the other was named Puah. And he said, when you are helping the Hebrew women to give birth, and see them upon the birthstool, if it is a son, then you shall put him to death. But if it is a daughter, then she shall live. But the midwives feared God, and did not do as the king of Egypt had commanded them, but let the boys live. So the king of Egypt called for the midwives and said to them, why have you done this thing, and let the boys live? The midwives said to Pharaoh, because the Hebrew women are not as the Egyptian women, for they are vigorous and give birth before the midwife can get to them. So God was good to the midwives, and the people multiplied and became very mighty. Because the midwives feared God, he established households for them. Then Pharaoh commanded all his people, saying, every son who is born you are to cast into the Nile, and every daughter you are to keep alive. We can recognize that Pharaoh's command to destroy God's people in one generation is consistent with Satan's plot. Satan knew that the Messiah had to come from the line of Israel. If it was just a battle between the Hebrews and Pharaoh, Pharaoh would have won. However, with God in the equation, the worse the persecution against God's people, the more God made sure his people would succeed. This reminds me of the verse from the book of Deuteronomy chapter 31 verse 6. For the Lord your God goes with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you. The Hebrew midwives mentioned here, who were most likely the supervisors of all the midwives, had a compassionate heart for their own people, and they feared God. Therefore, they let the babies live. Instead of following Pharaoh's command, they followed God's command. Because of their obedience to God, God rewarded the midwives for their virtue by blessing them with households of their own. This points us to Proverbs chapter 9 verse 10. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and knowledge of the Holy One is understanding. And that's all I have for today. I pray that as you go on with your day, you'll remember to ask God to provide you with wisdom and understanding, and that you will trust him for never leaving you nor forsaking you, no matter where you are in life right now. And until next time, bye.